Chers compatriotes, chers aînés, chers camarades, bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Une fois de plus, je vous remercie d'être venus dans notre soirée, dans notre réunion. Aujourd'hui, je ne vais pas beaucoup parler. Nous allons présenter nos leaders qui sont ici. Ils vont nous parler en bref. Qu'est-ce que MLC fait? Quel est l'objectif? Quelle est notre mission? Pourquoi est-ce que nous voulons libérer le Congo dans ces blocages? Je vais directement passer la parole au président qui va se présenter et il va nous dire un peu des mots de quoi est-ce qu'il s'agit.
Merci. Merci, monsieur le secrétaire.
Je vous en prie.
Chers compatriotes, chers frères et sœurs, je suis très honoré encore d'être ici avec vous. Pas puisque c'est moi, pas puisque je suis Johnson, pas puisque je suis intelligent, pas puisque j'ai l'argent, pas puisque je suis fort, pas puisque quoi et quoi, mais puisque c'est la grâce de Dieu l'Éternel qui nous a créés tous. Je suis très honoré. Je glorifie son nom puisque c'est en son grâce qu'on est ici. Monsieur le secrétaire, merci beaucoup de m'accorder cette parole. Que Dieu vous bénisse. Avant qu'on commence tout, je voudrais d'abord me présenter chez vous. Comme je vous avais dit encore l'autre jour, je ne m'avais pas bien présenté le jour-là puisque c'était le premier jour. Mais aujourd'hui, je voudrais que vous me connaissiez. Puisque je sais qu'il y a des autres là-bas qui ne connaissent pas qui est cet homme-là. Moi, je réponds au nom de Muhindo Kassonia Johnson. J'étais né à Butembo, à Musienene. Je suis l'enfant des tribus Nande. Je suis congolais de nature. Je suis congolais de naissance. Je suis congolais de maturité. Même si je suis grandi dans des pays étrangers, mais je suis congolais, Nande. Je suis grandi à Butembo. J'ai étudié à l'école Tsaka à Butembo, mon primaire. Je n'ai pas fait mon secondaire au Congo. J'étais allé aux États-Unis et j'ai continué avec mes études là-bas. Les autres, c'est à suivre. Je voudrais, avant qu'on commence, chers compatriotes, frères, sœurs et frères congolais, partout là où vous êtes, en Afrique, en Europe, en Amérique, en Asie, à d'autres pays africains et d'autres pays du monde. Je vous dis que je suis votre frère, je vous aime. Et avant qu'on commence, je voudrais d'abord qu'on glorifie le Seigneur, puisque sans lui, on ne pourrait pas être ici. Avant que je continue avec tout ce que je voudrais dire aujourd'hui, donc j'accorde la prière à ma grande sœur Esther, pour qu'il nous guide dans la prière, pour glorifier le Seigneur avant qu'on commence. Merci.
Mettons-nous debout pour la prière. Prions. Éternel notre Dieu, nous te remercions, nous te rendons grâce, car tu nous as gardés dès le matin jusqu'au soir. Nous disons merci car tu es avec nous, car tu as détruit toutes les mauvaises tentations du diable. Et nous allons commencer notre réunion ce soir. Sois avec nous, dirige-nous dans tout. Nous avons besoin de ta protection et de ta présence ce soir. Dans le nom de Jésus-Christ, nous avons ainsi prié. Amen.
Amen.
Merci beaucoup, ma grande sœur. Je suis très honoré, puisque sans Dieu, on ne peut pas être ici. Sans Dieu, on ne peut pas faire ce qu'on veut faire. Sans Dieu, on ne peut jamais avoir ce qu'on veut. Donc, c'est lui qui doit être notre début, notre fondation de tout ce qu'on veut faire. Que son nom soit glorifié là où il est, dans le ciel. Merci. Je voudrais aussi me présenter dans d'autres langues, comme la langue swahili, la langue lingala et la langue anglaise, puisque nous tous nous sommes les mêmes. Nous avons des différentes langues. Il faut que mon pays sache que je peux aussi les parler dans leur langue. Si je ne peux pas, je vais chercher un translateur, un interprète. Merci. Nawashukuru sana. Namshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kuwa pamoja nanyi leo. Hii ni mara ya pili tukikutana hapa kwangu juu ya hili jambo, nikiwa na nyinyi mandugu zangu, kwa kuwa sisi tuko hapa kwa benefit ya nchi yetu. Hatuko hapa kwa benefit zetu, kwa benefit ya nchi yetu na mandugu zetu ambao tuliacha nyumbani. Ndio maana tuko hapa leo. Na washukuru kwa kuwa mumeacha nyumba zenu, wake zenu, watoto wenu, wakubiti zenu, lakini hapa leo tena ili tuweze kuongea mbele ya dunia. Dunia ielewe ya kwamba tuna matatizo ndani ya roho zetu ambayo tunataka tuwaeleze. Na washukuru kuwa nami pamoja leo. Mimi naitwa Muindo Johnson Kasonia. Mimi ni mkaaji wa Kongo. Mimi ni mzaliwa wa Kongo. Nimezaliwa Butembo Musienene. Wazazi wangu wako Butembo. Mimi ni Mnande. Na toka utoto nimekuwa na hiyo ndoto kama siku moja nitajaribu pia nipeane nchi yangu kitu ambayo haijapewa. Juu nilizaliwa kwa hiyo nchi kama Mkongomani, juu ni contribute kwa uzuri ya hiyo nchi. Ndio maana leo nimesimama mbele yenu. Nimefikisha ile miaka ambayo nafaa kusimama mbele yenu. Mimi si mtoto. Sasa nina akili na hekima ya kusimama mbele yenu na kuwaeleza matatizo ambayo mimi nimeona kwa nchi yangu na ambayo mimi nafaa kufanya ili nchi yangu iweze kubenefit. Ndio maana nimesimama mbele zenu. Najua mtanisikia duniani mzima. Tuna Wakongomani in diasporas, tuna Wakongomani Kenya, tuna Wakongomani Tanzania, tuna Wakongomani Uganda, tuna Wakongomani Libya, tuna Wakongomani Morocco, tuna Wakongomani Central Africa, tuna Wakongomani Sierra Leone, tuna Wakongomani Cote d'Ivoire. Wote wananisikia. Na ningetaka wanisikize kimakini na wanielewe, wajue nini nataka kuwaeleza, kuwa kuna mambo mengi hawaelewi na wanafaa kuyaelewa. Ndio maana nimesimama mbele yao. Ila sitaongea sana kwa Kiswahili kwa kuwa mimi siwezi sana kujieleza kwa Kiswahili, ila kwa Kifaransa. Lakini nitajieleza kwa Kizungu kwa kuwa nataka shida yangu iwaelekee watu ambao wako kwa international community kama United Nation. Ndio maana nimewaweka nyuma zangu kwa kuwa United Nation ni organization ambayo iko hapo kwa kuunganisha mataifa na kutetea haki za binadamu. Ndio ningetaka United Nation ijue ya kwamba mimi nimesimama mbele ya mataifa yote 54 ya Afrika. Kabla sijaenda nje, naongelea mataifa ya Afrika. African Union. Nataka mataifa ya Afrika inielewe ya kwamba nimesimama mbele yao leo. Na dunia nzima ielewe ya kwamba nimesimama mbele ya mataifa yote 54 ya Afrika. Kwa kuwa niko na maneno, niko na mambo mazuri, niko na busara ambao Mungu amenipea niweze kucontribute na wenzangu wa Afrika. Nataka Umoja wa Mataifa ijue ya kwamba mimi nimekuja under conversion ile ambayo United Nation ilisema tuko na uhuru wa kuongea kwa Kiswahili, freedom of speech. Mimi si politician, but mimi ni citizen wa Kongo na mimi ni citizen wa Afrika. I have the right na niko na uhaki wa kuongelea shida ambazo zinatembea kwa nchi yangu. Ndio maana nimesimama hapa leo. Sitaenda mingi kwa Kiswahili, ila nitaka niwaeleze muelewe kwa nini nimesimama mbele yenu, kwa kuwa mimi ni Mwafrika na mimi najua kama Waafrika wengi wanaelewa Kiswahili. Na nimetumia Kiswahili kwanza sana kwa kuwa hapa Kenya ndo mahali nimelelewa. Kenya ndio imenifunza na ikanipatia hiyo hekima na akili ya kujua kama nafaa kupeleka peace na democracy kwetu nyumbani. Ndio maana leo nimesimama nikiwa kwa udongo ya Kenya kama Afrika, kuongea na wenzangu pale nyumbani ya kwamba nimetoa hekima hapa Kenya ya kuja pia nilete amani ambayo tuko nayo Kenya pale kwetu Kongo. Ndio maana nimesimama mbele yenu. Sitaongea mingi, ila nataka niende kwa topic ya kuaddress international community. Kwa nini nimesimama mbele yao leo? Nitaka nijiaddress kwenu Wakongomani, mjue kwamba tuko hapa kuwatetea na tuko hapa kuongea shida ambazo zinaendelea nyumbani. Kwa kuwa nyinyi mko kule hamwezi kujitetea, lakini sisi tuko hapa kwa diaspora tumeamua tuwatetee. Hata kama hawata kutusikia, lakini kuna wawili watatu watatusikia. Kwa kuwa mambo tunaongea, hatuongei uongo na hatuongei kuchongoa mtu ama kuhukumu mtu, ila tunaongelea solution to bring peace in our nation, including other African countries, because none of African nation is peaceful. We need that peace. Ndio maana nimesimama mbele yenu na nitawaomba mniruhusu niongee pia kwa lugha yetu ya nyumbani ya Kongo. Hiyo inaitwa Lingala, ila wale ambao hawajui Kiswahili Kongo wanajua Lingala waelewe kwa nini nimesimama mbele yao leo. Bande konanga na telemi lisusu liboso na bino pona zana susi na bino na lingi bino na lingi bozala ini na ngai potosala makambo ya malamu pona mboka na biso. Toleli mingi, tosambeli mingi, tozosenga Nzambe chaque jour. Tozana bana mboka o bazolela chaque jour epa ya Nzambe po Nzambe abalusa abongisa mboka na biso. Mena moni ke ekomita oyo ifo batu bamona gloire ya Nzambe, bamona makasi ya Nzambe, bamona resultat ya prière oyo bazalaki kosenga Nzambe. Yango na telemi liboso na bino pona makasi na ngai te, pona tangi mingi te, pona tamboli mingi te, pona za exposé te, ponga na za na mbongo te, ponga na za na puissance te, ponga na uti na famille za na makasi te. Nga na uti na famille pauvre. Mais batangisa biso, tata grand-père na biso alakisa biso Nzambe aza nani. Yango bomoni nga liboso na bino. Pona makasi ya école te ou bien nini, mais po Nzambe ayebisa grand-père na biso ke bana na yo il faut kolisa bango na bonzambe. Yango na telemi liboso na bino po naza na susi na bino ki bonzambe ki mokili te. Yango na telemi liboso na bino. Koza bandeko na ngai partout au Congo na telemi liboso na bino na komi voix na bino à partir ya MLC. Parti na biso oyo e accordé biso chance potolo bela bino. Sa MLC mbele bomoni nga liboso na bino te. Na komi voix na bino po na MLC. Donc il faut bo respecter parti na biso ya MLC po etiaka ba effort et sala ba sacrifice. Batonga ngo babebisa kombo nango basala ngo nyoso balingi po balingi bakweyisa bolamu ya Kongo. Mais lelo Nzambe apesi yango chance lisusu à travers biso ndenge bomoni biso na kamera. Pona nini? Tolakisa bosolo ya parti ya MLC. Papa Bemba, président na biso, je m'adresse encore chez vous. Na sengio pardonnez-nous pour na video na biso ya liboso oyo tosalaki na lingaki oyeba biloko ezoswa biso na kati ya motema. Soki tomangaki yo respect na bakongole mususu bolimbisa biso, mais la vérité blesse, mais tokoloba kaka vérité po vérité nde kotia biso na paix. Sans vérité tokozala ba esclave kaka. Nasengi bino bo respecter vérité oyo tozotia na liboso ya kamera oyo mokili mobimbe ezoyoka pe ezomona. nalingi bino bo protéger vérité wana, nalingi bondima ba défaite na bino na eloko oyo bobandaka po tozala fort. Tokoka kosala nini? Kobongisa po ezala parti oyo ekosauve pays na biso Congo. Wana nde nasengi bino président na biso Papa Jean-Pierre Bemba. Nayebi ke natanga mingi te neti yo, naza intelligent te neti yo na kote ya intellectualité, mais Nzambe apesanga sagesse wana moke oyo naza nango mpo na nini? Mpo na kotelema liboso ya bana mboka nalobela bango. Lelo toza na mboka oyo eza na demokrasi te. Yango lelo totelemi awa mpo na nini? Tolingi mpe demokrasi wana ezala implémenté na mboka na biso ya Congo. Yango natie Nations Unies katikati na biso ya badrapo oyo mibale. Oyo eza Congo, oyo eza Nations Unies, oyo eza drapo ya parti oyo elingi esauve mboka na biso. Natie Nations Unies na katikati mpo na nini? Mpo Nations Unies nde elobi ke eza wana ko unir biso na ko résoudre ba problème oyo eza na mboka. Yango nalingi Nations Unies et accorder nga chance na makambo na koloba bayeba problème oyo eza na mboka na biso. Merci pona parole wana. Bayebi ke bana Congo bayoki deja, bayebi nga naza nani, bakomona nga lisusu na Congo tango tozoya sikoyo koyebisa bango nini tolingi tosala na mboka na biso. Merci monsieur le secrétaire. On peut continuer avec notre manifestation.
Une fois de plus, Monsieur le Président, je vous remercie pour cette lumière que vous avez apportée, éclaircir la population et leur dire en grosso modo ce que nous avons comme vision et pourquoi nous sommes ici. Alors, je donne encore une fois de plus la parole à notre président. Il va présenter son cabinet et il va aussi nous dire en plus. Monsieur le Président, bienvenue.
Merci. Merci encore. Thank you so much. You've welcomed me in French, but right now I want to speak to the international community in the language that I feel comfortable with, so that the international community can be able to come and resolve our problems.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Feel free.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, brothers and sisters again. I'm back again to speak on the behalf of my people in the international language, so that the whole world may understand what we are here for. Thank you for this chance. I'm honored, I'm humbled, and I'm blessed for this moment. I glorify the name of the living God for giving me this opportunity to be able to express the problems and what is in my heart, and to share the problems that has been disturbing us everywhere around the world about this Africa. I will not only talk only about the problems of Congo, because Congo is in Africa. And if we can only solve the problems of Congo, that means we are selfish. It's not only Congo that has problem. Kenya has problem. Because Kenya still have people who are suffering and they are not getting their rights. Uganda has the same problems. All the countries in Africa has the same problems. As we are standing here this evening, we are not standing here because of just one nation. We are all Africans, and we are not here to discriminate each other. We are one. That's why we have put the United Nations between. Because these are the people who has been claiming every day that they are the United Nations. They have united us, and they will always solve all the problems that are exposed to them. That's why I'm standing here, because there is some stuff that I want to expose to them that they never knew about. Because there is many things that are hidden from them, because there are people who are in front there, and they don't want to say the truth. That's why I'm standing here today. And I want the United Nations to be concerned in this matter, because we have people who never want this Africa to continue. They don't want this Africa to develop. They don't want Africa to have peace, and they're Africans. Because they have been trying to use their force and power and money to trying to oppress others so that they don't stand up and speak about their problems. But today, if I have come from law and speak it direct to the United Nations, I'm asking with due respect for the United Nations to please give me their second chance, second minute, 1 minute, 1 second, just to listen to what I'm saying, so that they will also know that there are people in Africa who are watching and they are seeing what is happening in Africa. That's why I'm standing here. I'm not disrespecting anyone. I'm not a politician, but I'm fighting for the well-being of the next generation. Because as we have gone through a lot, we have suffered, we have been oppressed, we have been tortured. But who is there to talk for us? Who is going to speak for our children? No one. I've come out to speak on these problems because we want our children to live a peaceful life. Yes, thank you again. As I was saying, this party, it was founded by people like us. Just the way this one also was founded in this one. It was not just in the morning and someone wake up and start the United Nations. It was an idea of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people. That's the same thing we are doing here. And we are working as a team to make sure that this thing happen, and the United Nations appreciate the peace, the understanding, the harmony, the unity, the love, and the hardship that we are doing for the well-being of our nation. That's why I'm standing here today, because I wanted to share a little bit about what I know about my country, a little bit about what I know, the capacity, the ability of what the United Nations can contribute to resolve the problems that we have in our nation. That's why I allowed and I accepted for them to be presented and be alerted for this progress, so that they will be aware, knowing that we are not doing this to be against them, but we are doing it to contribute to the idea that the United Nations has been implementing all this time. Without wasting the time, I thank you, the Secretary General of the United Nations. I thank you, the President of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump. I thank you, our Queen, Elizabeth of England. I thank you, the country we call Israel, because it's also contributing for the security of this nation. We thank the United Nations Security Council for the work that they are doing to make sure that they can stabilize the disasters and the problems that are going on in the planet. Like right now, we've been going through COVID-19 disaster crisis, but the United Nations has been contributing a lot by enforcing laws to make sure that we can keep distances, we can wear masks, we can wash hands, we can sanitize to make sure that the community remains safe. We thank you, the World Health Organization, for enforcing that law for the well-being of our people on the globe. We thank you for the effort. We thank you for the work that you are doing. That's why we wanted the United Nations to know that we recognize the work that they have been doing to make sure that the planet can remain stand. But us, as citizens of this planet, we are going to schools to learn on how we can improve and develop our planet. If there is a problem in any country in this planet, we should present it to the United Nations, because they are the United Nations, they are the heads of this world, they are the one who signed all the conventions that we are living under right now. That's why I'm addressing this to the United Nations because they are there for solutions. I will not start with the people that cannot help me for this. Because we have talked about this with people in our countries, but there is no solution. They are after their selfish gain. They want to fill their pocket and stomachs. They want to gain power and gain names. But they forget the children that are behind them. They forget what they saw and took oath before the parliament, before the nation. They promised to serve faithfully and justly the nation and the people in that nation. Not because they failed, that means we can also fail. We have the ability, we have the knowledge, and we can also serve our nation like others. They cannot remain in powers forever because generations are coming. Children are getting born every day. We have to give them chances to come and rectify the problems and the mistakes that us, their parents, did. If we hold to it like that, we will never develop and improve this country, and we will never be able to give chances to our children to discover and to fix our mistakes. Even our ancestors, when we read in the Bible, they did mistakes. But we cannot continue with the same mistakes. We have to wake up and rectify those mistakes so that the planet can be peaceful. Not about selfish gains, but because we need peace, stability, happiness in our nation and in our globe.
Yes, sir.
That's why I'm standing before the world, to let the world know that if the United Nations, the international community, the United States have been trying to fight those who have been trying to bring the world down, I think they should look into this matter and know that our country doesn't have foundation. And we want the United Nations to give us support so that we can be able to build a new and strong foundation for that nation. Because if that nation is not peaceful, the United Nations will still spend, they will still have to do a lot to make sure that they can stabilize peace in that country. So still it can contribute for the well-being to save money to the United Nations and to be able to make sure that we can build a new foundation to make sure that this country has been also stabilized like other countries. Rwanda is a small country. The United Nations did their effort, they stabilized it. Today someone leave Congo and go to Rwanda, you envy Rwanda, and Rwanda is a small country. It doesn't have resources like Congo. But people have been envying Rwanda because the president of Rwanda allowed to work with the people around Rwanda to be able to build the nation. Mr. Kagame, Mr. President Kagame, I congratulate you for what you have contributed for this planet, what you have contributed for this continent of Africa. You've served us as the chairman of East African Union, and the development that I've seen in your country for this just short period that you have been the president of Rwanda. I would like the same thing to happen everywhere in Africa so that Africa can also become a strong nation that where people will always envy to come,
Yes, sir.
to settle. We should not always envy to settle abroad. No. Abroad also, people from America should envy to come and settle in Africa. And we can make it happen.
Yes.
But we have not made it happen because we are selfish to our ideas. We are selfish to our knowledges. We want to benefit for our own knowledges. We don't want to share it with the next person next to you to contribute the same knowledge so that we can do something, an impact to build this nation. Africa was not a continent that was created to always remain behind. No, Africa was created to be there to support the whole world with all the resources needed to make sure that Africa is the mother of the world. But us Africans are the ones who are making Africa weak because we don't know the value of our nations. We only know the value of our pockets. We only know the value of our stomachs. We only know the value of our own families. But we don't care about the neighbor. That's not how Africa is supposed to be. I'm standing in front of this camera. I'm standing in front of the whole world as a voice to all the Africans, not only to Congolese. There is someone who's going to speak about Congo. He's here next to me, but me, I'm addressing the problems that is going on internationally in the world and in Africa.
That's correct.
Africa is a country that doesn't have support and roots and foundations. That's why we are weak mentally, we are weak physically, no unity, no harmony, no love, because we are selfish. I'm going to start with an introduction to my cabinet. As the MLC party has given me a chance to represent them in East Africa, I wanted the United Nations to know that I will not start my cabinet with the people who has already known the mistakes and the weaknesses of the country, but they have failed to admit it to make some improvement and changes. That's why I decided to start with the people who have the pain. They know the problems of our nation. They know what's supposed to be done for our nation to get back together. Before MLC can appoint people for me, I have the people who have the same idea with me. I have the people who want to contribute the same mind with me. I have the people who have the passion to serve Congo to make it a better country. And they are here standing with me. And I wanted to at least say some of their names so that the world will know that that one Johnson started with. The United Nations should put their cameras and security upon this party to make sure that there is no one who is evil, no one who doesn't want development of our nation will come somewhere and try to kill one of these people. These people are the founders of this party. And I want the United Nations to know that our security is under you. Anyone who can be killed or be mistreated or be tortured because of the freedom of free speech in this cabinet, that one will be recognized around the world, because the world will have to know that these people stood and they wanted to fight for us. These people want to serve DRC. These people are there to sacrifice anything to make sure that that country gets back to where it belongs. These people can serve. These people have the ability to come and serve in those ministries that are already damaged and rotted by the former governments of before, who has not realized the mistakes and the weaknesses of our nation. My leaders, my former leaders of DRC, I'm not disrespecting you, but I'm letting you know that you people were weak somewhere, whereby our country today is ridiculized because we didn't have good foundation.
Sure.
We didn't have good shepherds. The sheep have been eaten by lions, and that's because they have no shepherd. And I'm standing here to let you people know that Congo today is going through all these hardships and problems because you people are not responsible on that side. And we should do it now because we have children who are growing. We have given birth to children in foreign countries. Those children must come back home because that's where they belong. My fellow leaders in DRC, my fellow leaders in Africa, there is one thing I wanted to share with you before I can introduce my cabinet to you. Why don't we accept our weaknesses? Why don't we accept advices from our fellow Africans? Why don't you accept advices for the next person sitting next to you? Why do you have to seek for advice from far when you have someone next to you who could advise you, and he's there seeing the problems going on around you? Why should we do that? Why can't we make it as Africans before the modern world appreciate the effort that they have been putting in to make sure that all the African nations can be stabilized, governmentally, economically? But we don't, because we don't care. And we call ourselves leaders. No. As the United Nations pointed that a leader must be like this, we should implement the laws and the rules and the conversions in the United Nations mandate. Let me go to my cabinet. I myself, my name is President Johnson, and I'm going to be the president of this party in East Africa to make sure that we can have a change in our nation.
Yes, sir.
The people I'm going to work with is my vice president. His name is Agathon Agembe. He's sitting next to me. And I named him my vice president because the affairs, the things that we are doing right now, he's the first person who brought it in this community. We thank him. We appreciate his honesty. We appreciate his generosity. We appreciate his love for the country to allow this to happen in this family. Mr. Vice President, we ask you that may the United Nations, may the government of DRC, may this party accord you the chance to be the foundation of this party so that this party can bring fruit in our nation. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. I will cooperate with you. I will work with you. Because everything that is concerned this party, me, I don't know. But I will work with you so that you can be able to bring this thing to where it's supposed to go.
Sure.
Thank you. May God bless you. Godspeed. We have Jose. We have the advisor. He's sick. He's not around. He had an accident a little bit, but he will be fine. We'll see him next time. His name is Serge Bumba. You saw him in the first video. We have the Secretary General. His name is Yannick Mulumba, sitting next to my left. Mr. Yannick, I think you can drop your mask a little bit so that the nation can see you. Mr. Yannick has been contributing a lot for the country, not for this party. Because this is not a party, it's a nation. What we are doing, we are trying our best to make sure that the nation gets back to where it belongs. Mr. Yannick has contributed a lot. His idea has helped me. His idea has helped me a lot to be able to stand before you and say some words that me, myself, I could not say because I'm not perfect. I must get idea from him. That's why I say we must be united to make sure that our country can be strong. So I'm using him as a unity to me, him also, and others who are going to contribute for the well-being of this Africa, including my country, DRC, so that Africa can become strong. Mr. Yannick, I thank you for your good cooperation, for your love for this country, for your love for this nation, for your love for your children, and for your love for your brothers, even your enemies. May the living God bless you and give you wisdom to serve him faithfully and serve the people that he has given you to serve faithfully. May you never be corrupted by anything to trying to drop the dignity and the value and the respect of these three flags behind us. We should bring something good to clean and to rectify what has been told and what has been said bad about these three flags.
Yes, sir.
I thank you for your support. I thank you for your love. I thank you for being a good listener. I thank you for your creativity because you are so creative and I love your brain. And that's why we want the world to know that we want to empower students because they are the people that we are giving education to build this nation. The first one we gave it to the people who are not educated. People who never had the passion to learn on how they can change the nation. But right now we have youth, we have young men, young women who went to school. Many did law, justice, army, security, politics. But they are sleeping on their PhDs. They are sleeping on their masters. But they are selling waters, they are selling bananas on the street. And those are the people who are supposed to serve the nation. But the offices are given to people who even doesn't know the value of the nation. We are going back to you. You should give chance. In all countries in Africa, even outside Africa, give chance to students, because these are the people who are learning every day on how they can develop and build the nation. I'm asking on the behalf of students, because me, I want to work with students to make sure that I can get from their ideas and mind to be able to build a new generation, a new foundation, a new government, something that is relevant, not people who has been cheating you, United Nations. You have to work with people who can be reshuffled and accept to retire, so that others can come in to bring more changes and ideas and development to improve our planet. No one is perfect. They have served their time. They should also allow us, the youth, to serve, because it's important to the next generation. Their generation has gone, but they still want to serve and rule us in their laws, whereby laws and constitutions are changed every day. And we want our children to benefit from that constitutions and laws that has been changed every day. Our children should not suffer the old constitutions and the old laws. Because even us, we are not suffering the old laws. We are free right now because you people brought out a conversion of saying that people must be free, they must speak free.
Yes.
They have the right to expose their problems.
Oh yes.
That's why I'm standing in front of you people, to let you know that I'm exposing the problems in our nation. We are continuing, Mr. Yannick, thank you. God bless you. We are going to Minister of Health, the one that I chose as my Minister of Health because of his experience and his ideas that I've shared with him. And I realized that he can contribute for the new foundation of our planet. His name is Dieudonné Bahati. Mr. Dieudonné Bahati. This is Mr. Dieudonné Bahati. He is charged of health. He went to school for that. He's still going to school to do more researches, to learn on how he can help Congo citizens and African citizens when it comes to health problems. Like right now, we are having corona problem in the world. We need people like them. People who cannot be corrupted. For the pandemic to enter and dominate the country, when we have people who are concerned in health matters. That's why I say we need really people who can help us to fight this pandemic and make sure that we conquer it and our planet remain peaceful. This is Mr. Dieudonné. We have given him that department. We are giving him a chance for what he went to school for, so that he can be able to deliver the service of what he learned for the well-being of this planet. Thank you, Mr. Dieudonné. May God bless you. I'm honored to have you around me because I need your knowledge for us to be able to serve our planet. Thank you so much. God bless you. Serve your nation faithfully, not for money, not for power, not for a name, but for dignity and the glory of the living God and the people who has given you this opportunity, so that God can bless them and they continue to give others chances to do the same thing that you are going to do for the planet. Thank you, Mr. Dieudonné. God bless you. I'm going to present you Mr. Joseph Aksante, which is Minister of Agriculture. Minister of Agriculture and Minister of Economy for the moment, because those are the fields that are related to economy. That's why we made it a bold ministry, because he had loopholes in agriculture in his ministry, that are contributing to that ministry before I get that minister, he still can serve me in that side. That's why I gave him that ministry. He's going to serve me as a minister of agriculture in my party.
Yes, sir.
He's going to serve the United Nations
Yes, sir.
as a minister of agriculture and Congo. And the government of DRC is giving him that chance. To perform that duty and make sure that as we are standing boldly in this camera in front of the world, we should always deliver a genuine service and a genuine report on the desk of the Secretary General of the United Nations, so that he can go through what we have been saying on camera and what we are doing, for him to know that we are the people who want the best for this planet, so that we can also relieve some task, some hard task on him that other people are not performing, and make him burdened because they are not doing what is supposed to be done. The Secretary General, we are promising you that because we are asking you for that chance. My minister, I welcome you in this government. This is a government. Let people don't see it as a party. It's already a government because it has more than 3 people. We are giving you this ministry to prove wrong to those who have been in this ministry and they have not been performing their duty, so that the people of DRC must have the light, the clue to see and know that people are not the same. There are people who can change this nation. There are people who want the best for this country. There are people who have that passion to make sure that this country can get to where it belongs. We are humble. We are honored. The world is watching. The world wants you to deliver a very special service to them, so that they will also learn and have more people who are going to do more than you for the well-being of this planet. I welcome you in this cabinet. I ask you to please serve this cabinet not because of money, not because of power, not because of name, not because of fame, but for the well-being of the people that you love, for the well-being of the people that you care for the well-being of this planet, and for the well-being of these leaders who have given us this chance to do this. God bless you. Godspeed. May the hand of the living God always be upon you, for you to deliver a just service and fair service for his people. God bless you. We are going to Minister of Finance. She's a woman. We need a woman to protect our money. Her name is Esther Happy. She might come next. The world see her. Yes. Madam Esther. Her name is Esther Masikawa Simundu Esther. That's her original name. She's here today with me in Kenya. She has finished her study in Congo. She has her licenses. She has her degrees. She's learned. She's God-fearing and she wants to serve him. As she wants to serve God, God has called her and brought her here in Nairobi because this is where her call starts from. She will love her country. She went to school for her country. She's praying every day for her country because she wants the well-being of her country. Her mother is there, her sisters there. They are going through a lot. She also wants to do something so that they can be free. Our finances of Africa are corrupted. That's why we don't have even middle class in Africa. We only have rich to poor. We need middle class in Africa. That's why we need people who have the passion to save, so that this country must have a good finance to be able to support the dreams of those who are growing, to be able to support the development of this nation. Someone who's not corrupted, someone who will not be manipulated, someone who will save that single coin for the well-being of this country. She's my sister. We have given her that chance. May the living God give her wisdom, guidance, strength, knowledge to serve this nation for His glory. We are going to give her the trust of all the little finances that God bless us with. She will be keeping it, and she will be giving account and records to the United Nations, to Congo government and our party, what we have been doing as effort to make sure that they know that we have the passion to bring this thing to life, because we need change in our country. Since 1960, our country has been damaged totally, and we want to build it not sentimentally, but we want to build it so that it can be on the standard on other countries that has been already developed, because it's a country with everything. We have all the resources needed to bring that country to where it belongs. But we have people in treasury, people in ministries that care only about themselves, but they don't care about this country that they are eating. How can we also build this home so that it can look beautiful to what we are stealing? Some other people steal from outside to build their country. But others have people who are stealing our country and make it poor and go and build in other countries. That's why we have poor children, because our finance is not strong. We have someone here who is going to handle our finances, and she's going to serve us according to her capacity. May God bless her. May God give you strength and knowledge and faithfulness to the ministry that we are giving you. May the world accept you as the Minister of Finance of this cabinet, because we have given it to you. God bless you.